everyone. My name is Joe. I'm the founder of the GuyCry movement, and a couple of youngsters decided to reach out and ask me if I wanted to do an interview for them. Since it's a lot easier to tell your story when you're talking to people, we decided to take an hour and give you a lot of information. I'm known for my complete transparency, total honesty, and bare vulnerability. I give my all to the world in hopes that it will become a better place. I'm not at all afraid to embarrass myself either, because change comes from walking the walk. So I invite you to throw some headphones in and have a listen as I explain to the world who I am.
We have a very special guest with us today. Before we start, I just want to say that most of our episodes, are about laughing, which, laughter is healing. Laughter is healing, and it's a good thing. But this one's a little more important. This one is about, positive masculinity and being in touch with your emotions. Something that I've struggled with for a long time. And something that our guest today, his subreddit has really helped me out with that. So, to introduce, would you like me to call you Joe?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're introducing Joe today. Joe founded the r/GuyCry subreddit. And, sir, would you tell us a little bit about the subreddit that you founded and its purpose?
Well, it's kind of funny how everything's kind of falling in place. Originally, we were on there was a video called Be a Kate. And we decided, I was in the comment and said, I was like, man, this one made me tear up. Somebody's cutting onions in here. And a whole bunch of other dudes were like, yeah, man, me too. It's got me all over the place. And so I don't know, out of just a need or a desire, I decided to create a subreddit to help men cry. Everything on the subreddit's designed to make men cry. And it was an immediate hit. Overnight, we had 1,000 members. And it started evolving. That's like I started seeing a new path for it to go down, more than just it being a place for guys to cry, but it was a place where men could be safe. For boys, young men, and men to come. It's for everybody, but it's for them specifically so that they can come and have a safe space where I'm going to keep out all the trash, y'all. I'm fighting left and right, keeping people out of here. They're spamming me. They're leaving messages, but I'm sitting here just removing them because I don't want no interruptions. It's the most positive place.
But it sounds kind of like you're giving men, a alternative release.
Sure, and if that's the way we want to go, yes, absolutely. Because there's not a lot of positivity on this planet in the first place, and we know that men have nowhere to turn to most of the time. And they're not. They may have it, but they're not going to consider doing it because it's not the norm.
Right.
So what we decided to do is make it the norm. Our leaders are not standing up for us, you guys. They're not doing the things that they're supposed to be doing for us. And so I decided to do it for us. I took the lead, and look what we've got now. 22,500 members sitting today, and it started 38 days ago.
It has rapidly evolved, and it is so important for men to have this space because, I found it, and I'm somebody that found your subreddit at a moment where I really needed it the most because, God, it's hard to talk this frankly, but, I tend to deal with my emotions by drinking excessively and yelling, and, you letting me to know that it's okay to cry, it's been so heckin' validating, to know that there's somebody out there who says it's okay to be vulnerable. As an electronic celebrity, I'm often targeted and harassed by people, particularly on a forum that I engage in for orange cat enthusiasts. I saw that you also have an orange cat. Very cute, by the way. Is it a boy or girl?
That's a boy.
Oh yeah.
His name's just Orangey. He's not really mine. So you guys, did you see the video on my profile about the kittens?
No, I haven't. Oh. But I'm sorry. I have a little bit more to share. About this.
You're good.
When I go on this forum, because some of them recognize me, they constantly accuse me of being gay. They accuse me of being gay, which I'm not, and there's nothing wrong with being gay. I just want to be represented correctly, and they call me gay. They call me fat, even though I explained to them that I have a thyroid problem. One user on there even denigrated this very podcast. He said that we should just read NPR articles because I'm too stupid.
New York Times articles, and that hurt me particularly.
Yeah, he said that we're too stupid to come up with our own
I lost a
opinions.
relative in 9/11.
And a lot of people don't understand that there's a real, actual person behind the screen when they talk like this. So, I guess what I'm really trying to ask is, how do we foster a more caring and empathetic online culture?
But it's very hard. You see, you've got people that get to sit behind a screen and not have a face whatsoever, and it's always going to be there. The internet is the worst thing that ever happened to mankind, and you add it to a smartphone. Oh man, it's a wrap. So people are bold, they're brave, they're brazen. They say whatever they want, and don't think they don't know you're a human back there. They don't care that you're a human back there. They are watching the world burn. They're trying to help it. They're bitter. They're upset. They're lonely. You know, they can't forgive anybody. They are holding on to anger, and it lashes out in these ways, and they're just so mad all the time. And there's nothing you can do for those people. Everybody has to come to their own terms with themselves.
Do you think those people? Okay. Do you think those people would, if they spent more time crying, do you think that they would understand that, have a better connection with themselves and understand that what they're doing is wrong?
I would say, I want to say yes, but those people are not the type of people that are going to change. Okay. We're going to try our best to help them, but it's just the evil breed of people out there right now that are just really trying to make everybody feel like them.
Yeah. They're these people that thrive on chaos and on hurting people.
Absolutely.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I personally can't understand the type of person that, enjoys, hurting people's feelings or goofing on people for things they have no control over. But, I guess it's just two different types of people.
It is. That's the answer.
Do you think that there's any way to help these people, or do you think that ultimately, at some point that they're a lost cause and we just got to move on without them?
Do you want me to tell you the honest truth?
Yes, sir. We're here for the truth.
We're going to have to move on, period. That's all there is to it. We're going to have to create what we're creating, and they're going to have to get in line. See, that's the biggest problem, is they don't want what we're creating to succeed. Because you know what that means if it succeeds?
Right.
That they don't get to be a part of it because it's alienating them, but they're alienating themselves by not wanting to change. Here's the thing about change. The only reason you don't have to change is something that you really cannot change. Otherwise, you have every ability to change who you are. And I am a prime example of it. All right. I have come from the dirt, the bottom of the bottom. I was a drug addict for so long. It was ridiculous. I'm recently sober finally. I mean, super sober. And I'm telling my story. It's coming out in that whole thing, but we can change. Okay.
Yeah.
How long
we can? We can. It's. I'm going on since about October 19th. All right.
All right, brother.
Now I know that. I appreciate that, but I've been trying to. So I've got a big deal. I can now talk about my past because I've gotten some things out of the way that I'm not afraid to talk about it, even though it was recent. I've had to hide that. Over the summer, my boss, I was a mechanic. There's a lot. This is a lot of story, but anyway, I was a mechanic, and my boss decided to withhold $1,000 from me, $1,400 from me, and kept some of my tools and acted like I never worked for him. And it hurt me so bad, yo. It hurt me so bad. I was so depressed that I decided to go back to dope again. And I had a car I sold, and I went and bought a van, and I went out in the world, and I worked on this RV for 30 days. It was insane. And there was just a point where I just knew that I didn't want to do this drug anymore. I just wanted to be done completely. I knew it. And I've been sober for 3 years. Before that, I relapsed 3 times so far. And each time I relapsed was a specific reason. It wasn't like I was just like, oh, I want to go get high. No, it was a moment in my life where I didn't care if I lived or survived. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So I was just going to go out with, and I know drugs. I know meth. I know it bad. Like I've known it since I was 31 years old. It's when I turned to it. And before that, I was a crack smoker. And before that, I smoked weed, and I drank, and I did cocaine, and I smoked cigarettes for almost all my life. And the thing is that I had
past that. You're finally moving past that.
Oh yeah.
And you're trying to help uplift other people as you uplift yourself, which is, really important, I think, in the process of healing.
It absolutely is. I get my joy out of helping other people. If you can find joy in helping other people and that be your main joy, it's just one of the things that helps you conquer the world.
Right. And speaking of conquering the world, you know, I've watched some of your videos and whatnot, and I've seen that you want the subreddit to be more than a subreddit. You want it to be a movement. And so what I'm wondering are, what are your plans for that going forward?
Well, I guess we can just talk about it. So right now, you've seen the new podcast, and what did you think about it, by the way? Did I come off good?
Yeah, you did. You know,
Fantastic.
I think that you have a compelling voice and narrative, and you know, I enjoyed it, and I think it could definitely go somewhere. We'll definitely be promoting it on our show. You can find the link in the description.
Well, I appreciate that.
Link in the description.
Okay, it's on Apple too. Okay, so the big thing is, and I think you guys are going to love this, and I think the world is going to love this really as well. So right now, I'm fiscally sponsored. Are you familiar with a fiscal sponsorship?
Yes.
Sure, absolutely. So a fiscal sponsorship is when an established 501c3 that's been given their government 501c3 decides that they're going to give you an opportunity to use their 501c3, and they charge you a small fee, and you get to they do all your paperwork for you, all your back end. You don't have to get your three directors, your board of directors. You don't have to pay the $1,000 up front to file for the paperwork. You don't have to wait a year because it takes a long time to get your own nonprofit. With a 501c3, they're like, here, use ours, and you're instantly a 501c3. And you can take in donations, you can take in grants, you can take in kind goods and services. And these are called charitable contributions, and you can write them off on your taxes. This is the real way of this is being a nonprofit. So,
right. So
I already have a host.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what you're saying with that is that, you know, you can start accepting donations and start accepting money without going through all the trouble and the red tape and all that crap. I'm sorry to swear, but you know, you can avoid going through all of that, and you can just get right down to business and start helping people.
You got it. That's the beauty of it. So like right now, we're not done. We're not there yet. I'm waiting for my host to get back to me. Like I said, they've already hosting 2 of my projects. I own an automotive class for teenagers to help them know about their cars. And I own another one called Kindest Kids, which is for children's books that I've written that are amazing. I'm trying to interrupt negativity. I'm trying to interrupt hate from our kids' minds while they're young.
What was the name of those books?
The Kindest Kids series is the first book is What Fred Said, and the second book is Why They're Sad. They're not ready yet. One's got 4 drawings left to do still, and we're going to self-publish. Okay. And the other fiscal sponsorship is called Nifty Automotive Know-How, and it's on TikTok. I've got 1 million views so far. It's pretty nice, but I stopped working on it because I went back to drugs for a moment over the summer. And
yeah, just for
anyway, yeah, just for a moment, you know. And now we're here we are, and we're making moves, guys. But you want to know what the future is. So here's the future. I want to create GuyCry establishments, physical properties, physical buildings that offer free therapy for men, have recreation centers inside of them, and all of the staff are homeless people that are housed on the other side of the building as well. So just 3 sections in this square building, and it allows men to come in with a membership free. We don't charge nothing. We're nonprofit. We want men to be able to come and congregate with other men and be able to know that everybody in that building is in the same mindset. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of like a YMCA. Like
a Y, but non-religious.
Right.
No politics included. We're making it so it's just straight. Anybody can come in. Anybody can come. We got to refine the details. But this is what's going on in my head, and I love it. I could get so many of these open so quickly across the United States. We want foundation money. There are foundations out there ready to pass out $10 million checks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that would
like
be
Dolly
so
Parton?
huge in helping people.
Right. Absolutely. Because like you should not have to pay for your therapy. If you need help, we need to mold the future, you guys.
I think that the world would be a lot better place if we could all manifest the things that are going on in our heads.
Absolutely. And I am manifesting it. I am leading us into the future, guys. And I'm so glad you guys have me on the show because you're getting my voice heard. It's being heard already, but the more people hear it, the better off that we can get into this future and make the progress that we need to make for ourselves. Because as I said, nobody's doing this for us. If they were going to do it for us, they would have already done it for us.
Yeah, we need trailblazers like you who are willing to take on the work and to set this sort of thing up. Clearly you're experienced with this sort of deal already with the with the other nonprofits you started. And with that, I want to ask you a question about your former or current nonprofits, because there's been some controversy about that. And, one thing I like about you is that you're very transparent and that you're not afraid to tell it how it is. You're not trying to hide from the world. You're not trying to hide anything from anybody. And that's very respectable. There's been some users on Reddit who have said things like that you received $18,000 in a GoFundMe in March of last year for tools to teach a class, and that you never ended up teaching that class, or that the money was misappropriated. What would you say to those people who are trying to denigrate you and denigrate your movement right now?
So no matter what I say, those people are still not going to believe it, okay? But for all of those who do want to hear my side of the story, it's very easy. So last year, I had come back from Roswell, New Mexico with all my tools. There's only like $3,000 worth of tools. And I was ready to start back up with the class again. So I rented a garage. I put an ad on Craigslist. I said, I got $250 to rent a garage for a month, And my landlord, he said he had a car for me, and I was going to pay $200. And he said if I gave him the $200, I'd get the rent for free for that month. I was like, yeah, okay, bet. It was a nice car too, 2007 Hyundai Elantra. So I didn't know that this car. Well, let's just fast forward. The day I was supposed to get the car, I went out to the garage that he was renting me, and I walked in, and there was a big hole in the back of the garage. Somebody had cut in or broke in. They cut the wall open in the back of the garage, y'all. Came in and took all my tools out the back.
Oh my God.
All right. Yeah. Oh, bro, it was ridiculous. I was just broken. So I called the police. They had a big report done on it and whatnot. The next morning, I come out and I made a video and I put it on. Well, that sucks on Reddit. Okay. And it was just 20 seconds. I said, so they came in the back, they stole my tools, there ain't gonna be no class. Sorry, y'all. All right. And I put in there, no tools equals no class plus livelihood means Joe sad. That was the name of the title on it.
You even showed like a picture of like the wall and stuff, the hole in the wall.
Video.
Yeah.
I took a video. Yeah. And so after an hour so immediately I put the video up and it just started getting hits. Boom, 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 boom. And then about 20 minutes in, somebody was like, hey man, if you make a GoFundMe for this, I'll put some money into this for you. I was like, oh God. Okay. I appreciate you. Yes, I'll take it. Cause you don't decline people wanting to help. All right. That's their joy. They're offering you, they want to. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. I spent an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, take what they're offering. That's what love is. Okay,
I keep
love is
telling
an action.
Orion that because all the time people are saying we want to give you guys money, and Orion thinks
take it.
Yeah,
that's their contribution to what you're doing. They
right.
love it. They love what you're doing. Accept it, my friend.
I should be more like you, Joe. I just I have a hard time accepting my own worth, I suppose, but I think that your movement has really helped me see a bit of my own worth. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent here. You can continue, my friend.
It's okay. You're good, bro. I love that. That's the thing. Like that's what this is about. Being able to open up. You got two dudes here right now that you're sitting here explaining your emotions to. That's what GuyCry is about. Because you need to be able to communicate this. Otherwise, you drink or you bottle it up.
You're so right.
We got this, bro. It's gonna be okay. I promise.
Be all right, bro. It's gonna be all right.
For real.
I'm sorry.
You got good people. You're on my team. I'm on your team. You ain't got nothing to worry about no more. We're going to walk through this and we're going to keep our heads high and we're going to show the world how to do this, bro, because that's what we got to do because, again, nobody else is doing it. So we take the lead and we take a stand and we do it. So,
yeah,
stay strong, my friend. You got me teared up, too. I'm over here crying with you. There ain't no shame in it. That's the great thing about what we're doing is that we're making it not a shameful. And forget everybody else, what they think. Their way is dying because we're pushing it out of the way. There ain't no barriers for us. We're going through everything. We're not climbing over nothing. We're going through it. I promise you.
We do want you to continue with
yes, sir.
The series of events, right?
Yes, sir. So it took me an hour to get the GoFundMe set up. Bro, I'm telling you, as soon as I got it done, money just started rolling in. Boom. I was like, oh my God, there's $500 in there. Holy crap. Now, I put on the GoFundMe very transparently. I lost $3,000 worth of tools. That was all I was expecting. Bro, when it got to $3,000 2 hours later, there was a decision to make. Take it down or put it up. I left it up. and money just kept coming in, and it was just like, oh my god,
Well,
oh
yeah,
my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Why settle for $3,000? When you can have $17,000 worth of new tools.
Right, exactly, and it just 14 hours later, there was almost 18 grand in that account, and it blew my mind. I seen every hour could just be another $1,000. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna, and I knew it was gonna stop at about $18,000. You guys, I had it in my head. I knew it was going to, and it did.
Yeah, and some people would take that money and they'd go and they'd use it for drugs or something. But I mean,
bro, I spent $12,000 on tools.
Yeah.
I got receipts out the butt over there in my folder. You know what I mean? Everything's right there. I spent $2,000 on a graphic designer to write to illustrate my book, my first children's book, which is amazing. Oh my god, you guys are gonna love it. You should let me recite it on this podcast right now because I know you guys are gonna love it. Anyway,
I don't know if we're your intended audience for that, but I think that all of us in the Grilla army, in the Grillisha, I think if we have some kids in our lives, we'll definitely look into getting it for them once it comes out.
You're the intended audience too, bro. Don't even deny it. It's such a good book and it's perfect for everybody. But I'm not gonna do it right now. We'll do it at another time. It's so good. Anyway, so yeah, I took the money. I was given a barn to use for free. Mm-hmm. All right, free right out. And I had to go to another state to use it though. It was in Charleston, Illinois, where I'm at. I came from Indianapolis. That's where the burglary happened. So I packed up all my stuff. I spent $500 getting that vehicle. I bought a Lincoln LS. I bought all these tools. Craftsman sent me $5,000 worth of stuff.
Oh, I think we lost you, bud.
Prepared to teach this class like a boss. So I get out here. I get out to this barn. I got all my stuff with me. I've cleaned up this barn. I'm going to send you guys a link to the barn cleanup. You're going to be amazed. It took me 3 days, and I did it by myself. It's a 12-car garage or 12-car barn. Yeah, bro.
And you got it all cleaned up?
It was filled with trash. Bro, wait till you see it. It's like amazing. I did a time lapse, a hyperlapse of it, and it's just amazing. You're going to love it.
All right.
So I get out there, and I'm impatient. All right. Oh, by the way, I had gotten a speeding ticket in December before this happened, and my license was suspended for 90 days, so I couldn't drive. I had to buy a scooter. I bought a really nice scooter. It was like $1,300 I spent on it. I wanted to get around. I'm getting around in style. I'm 6'3". I'm not gonna get on a little 49cc scooter. I gotta go. I gotta be able to pick up and go. But it was a nice scooter. So anyway, I spent the money responsibly. The neighbor had the electricity on in this barn in his name, and when I first pulled up, it was 12 o'clock at night. And I had no choice but to do it because I had somebody driving a truck with a trailer in the car we were going to first work on. And I had somebody driving a U-Haul with all my rest of my stuff in a trailer in my car. All right. Mm. So I was on their time. That's all I could do. Anywho, I get out there. The neighbors are pissed that I'm coming up here at 12 and they're slamming doors and they're wondering what's going on. I'm like, well, my buddy just gave me this barn. It's his. I'm going to teach some classes out here. I hope you guys are okay with everything. And they were not okay with anything. They were like, we've been taking care of this property for 25 years, and I'm planning on buying this and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, look, man, I'm just trying to teach some kids for a summer. Just, let me just do this. If everything goes right, I'll be able to buy my own place,
Yeah.
So anyway, 2 weeks in, I've got this place cleaned up. I'm getting ready. I started class. It was kind of silly of me. I shouldn't have done what I did, but I was so impatient to get the class done or started that I just accepted anybody. And the kid that I wanted, his name is you probably have to edit that out. Just anyway.
I'll do that.
No, you could say it don't matter. He's in the YouTube channel. We did this on the YouTube channel, So he lived 30 minutes away, and I can't take him on my scooter, so I had to drive my car. Driving while suspended. Okay. Yeah. Taking a risk every day to go get him for like 4 days, and that's 2 trips there and back in a state with an Indiana plate on it in Illinois. And I just risked it all, you guys. I risked it, and I didn't get no trouble. But a few days after this started, that neighbor decided to cut the electricity off. And I had already spent $18,000. Now, actually, I spent a lot more than that because I also got a loan on Reddit. Now, I have good credit on Reddit. I had great credit on Reddit. Reddit credit is what I call it.
Could you go a little more into that? Because I wasn't aware that you could get a loan from. Is it from Reddit itself, or what is this?
No. It's program? From. I can't really talk about it because if we do it, there'll be a lot of people losing money. It's a very safe thing, but it's very well hidden because of scammers.
Right.
Okay. We don't want nobody to get scammed. That's the big thing. And if you get on that scammer list, it goes to all of the assistant subreddits. There's like 14 different subreddits that you get banned from immediately for going on the scammer list, right? Well, anyway, I had gotten a $4,500 loan, and I'd already paid back 5 loans worth a total of $4,500. So I had good credit. I paid my loans.
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to use that money to buy cars, and I really did. I bought more tools. I didn't buy any cars. I couldn't buy any cars. There was no cars available. But everything was kind of collapsing at this time because of that electricity situation. And it was going to cost me $700 to get a box put in at the barn in my own name, and I had to dig a trench, and it was going to take me 3 weeks. I had no electricity. I was living in that barn, and it was hotter than, oh my God, it was hot. It would be hot and then cold. And I'm talking about deep temperature changes. What kind of temperature? It was crazy. It's uninsulated. So there's no electricity with no insulation. When the sun hits, it's 120. When the sun goes down, it's 50, 40, ridiculous temperatures. Anyway, I went and bought a generator, but it just wasn't working because I had to keep getting this kid out here. So push come to shove, I wasn't able to pay my loan back. I had to stop paying it. And this guy out here, Charleston, he really just ruined everything. And I had to end up pawning some of my tools and some of the stuff that Craftsman gave me because I didn't have no money and I didn't have nowhere to live. And I was just out at this barn, just no driver's license, really in the worst position possible because of this one man who decided to do this he didn't tell me he was going to do this, you guys.
I can assume that this whole situation, it probably made you want to cry.
Oh, bro, I cried so much it was ridiculous, bro. I was like, look at all the good stuff I'm doing. And the dude was like, I said, man, look, I'll tell you what. If you keep this electricity on, this is at the very beginning. I said, if you keep the electricity on, I'll pay your bill, my bill, and I'll throw you some over the top. And this dude looked at me and said, I don't want your money. But he never told me he was going to cut it off. Well, when he cut it off, he called my buddies who owned the barn. And he said, oh, I told Michael I was going to cut it off. But tell me so I can prepare. Yeah, tell me.
Sounds like he was really in the wrong in that situation.
He was so envious of that $18,000, bro. That he said, you got all that GoFundMe money. That's how he said it. Like he had to work his whole life. If you want good things to happen to you, you do good things.
I mean, if you want good things to happen, just make your own GoFundMe.
Right. But see, it's not that easy. You know how many people have approached me, help me make a GoFundMe. No, that's not the way it works. Nobody's going to give you guys money.
Well, of course, you have to have a righteous cause, of course.
Right. Absolutely. Nobody's going to drop money on anybody. You got to prove yourself. And I proved myself.
So what I'm wondering with this is, you say that you got this 18,000, you got this 4,500, and you also mentioned earlier, that you had relapsed on drugs a few times and all of that. And I'm wondering how that all works together, because a lot of people, I'm reading a lot of things on Reddit where people are saying clearly, a lot of the money went to drugs, and he might not be telling the truth here, that he might be misrepresenting things. And so I just wanted to allow you to give your side of the story on that and let us know how drugs factored into all of this.
So believe it or not, I don't have to spend any money on drugs at all. I don't have to. I know people and I can get drugs in any city I go to. And it's
That's amazing. Can you hook me up?
No, it's not amazing because I didn't do I didn't have to spend money, but I still had to buy them, but not with money. Okay. It comes down to sexual favors.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yes. It was deep, man. That drug is a bad drug. That drug is a bad drug. Okay. And it leads you to do things that you'll never do in your life. You'll never consider doing those things until you get on that drug. All right. So that's the honest truth about what happened. When it comes to drugs, I didn't have to sell anything. There was no reason to. I mean, I did at the beginning when I wasn't on drugs.
I mean, Orion.
Once I got back on drugs,
Orion's had to deal with that sort of situation before too. He's talked to me about that before. Of having
it's hard.
Where it's you reach that point of desperation.
It is hard.
I never
can empathize. I can empathize with that, and it doesn't make you gay afterwards. It's just what you have to do to survive in the moment.
You definitely do. And I have an amazing woman in my life we've been together for 4 years. She lives in the Philippines, and I have not yet to meet her yet because I took $18,000 and I spent it responsibly to make money so that I could get over to her. Instead of spending $18,000 or any of that money to get to her, I had a plan and it was going to work and I was going to do a good job. And one guy took my whole operation down just like that. Just like one guy took my tools, or two guys, I don't know whoever took my tools. It's always somebody is busting me down. All right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
over this summer,
other
check this.
people are taking you down because they see, I think a lot of people they get envious when they see someone, who's a positive force in the world, and they're not, and they don't know.
Buddy, I'm about to be the most hated man in history, just so you know, because I am doing things that they cannot be a part of because they are unwilling to change.
Yeah, I believe it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just that, and that's the reality. I'm not afraid of anybody. Okay, I'm going to keep going. They can be mad all they want, but they're keeping themselves outside the gates.
Something that I would ask, about that is, I saw you talking about your girlfriend, and that you have been financially supporting her. So some people are wondering, how much of the money that you've gotten from the loan that wasn't able to be repaid, or the GoFundMe, how much of the money went over there to support this woman?
Oh, probably between $1,500 and $2,000. It's a lot of money for them over there. They don't need a lot, but at the same time, I was getting. So because I'm self-employed with these flipping these cars, being a mechanic, I was doing my own business. When the pandemic hit, I got to take advantage of the self-employment and get the big stimulus money and the weekly checks, the unemployment checks. So I got like $8,000 in my first check, and then it just kept coming in until the pandemic died down, and they no longer gave us that. Right. At the same time, as soon as that, I was still getting $149 a week, and I was sending her 100 of it every week before we got that 18,000. Because I took care. Okay, so here's the thing with me. Okay, she has 11 people living in her house: her mom, her dad, her sisters, and her nieces and nephews. Okay, and I know this woman. This is my best friend. All right, I love this woman. I cherish her, and they don't have. You can't. Okay, so if you get sick, you got to pay up front in the Philippines. There's no get sick and get billed. All right. So I had to take care of them for the entire pandemic. They did not leave their house. I did that. But the government did that for me, so I could do that for them.
And so did you end up paying medical bills for your family and, other bills like
No. That? Oh, yeah. I provide. I'm a provider. I was told a long time ago, if I'm going to do this, I need to take care of my woman. And I'm a man amongst men when it comes to, you guys think about not being able to see your woman for 4 years and still paying all the bills.
It's rough. That's very rough.
It's rough, but it's honorable if you can do it. Okay. So that's another example. Like, I have been in every situation you guys could probably imagine. And so I have advice for it. But here's the biggest thing is I probably sent her, out of $22,000, I think I probably sent her between $1,500 and $2,000. I can go back through my stuff and look, I have all the receipts. We use a service called Remitly, which tracks all. It's just I can send money for free, and she gets it instantly. It's so great. It's better than every other cash paying app, Cash App kind of thing. But when it came down to, that's really it. Like, here's what happened after. Okay, anyway, so the class shut down. Summer hit. I couldn't stay out there anymore. I put an ad on Facebook, and this couple took me in to live in their house because I couldn't stay in the barn. It was 120 degrees out. All right. Right. So I get out there. While I'm out looking for this place, I drive my car to this city called Mattoon to check out a property that's got a garage and residential. It's a commercial, but it's residential, and it's got a garage in it. So I'm going out there. On my way back, it starts raining, so I pull over, and then I pull out when it stops raining a little bit because I'm trying to get to a gas station, and a police officer pulls up behind me. Now, you guys, this station wagon that I was driving didn't have a top on it. I cut it off to move engines with it. All right, so I'm driving this thing that looks like a
station wagon.
I definitely did. I've done a YouTube video too. I definitely did. I called it Engine Getter, and it worked. Yep, I used to use it to get. Well, that's what I had to pick up the Lincoln's engine the car that we were building. anyway, so check it out. So I get pulled over, and I'm already driving while suspended. I'm suspended at this time, and they're pulling me over. So he doesn't arrest me. I'm sitting there in the rain, just dripping, and he's like, "You can't drive this car away, dude." I'm like, "Oh, come on, bro." So I call my student, and his buddy his name's his little buddy, And they come and pick me up and they drive my car home in this rain. But anyway, this is the end of the class is done. We can't get the engine started. There's no way we can work in there. There's no electricity. It's over with. All right. I bought a generator, but it's just not working like it's supposed to, and it's just way too hot. We can stand in one spot because I got a fan. Anyway,
so how many of these classes were you able to run?
Three total. And out of all of the classes we did. I had and then I had what was he's gonna be so mad if he hears me forget his name. And then I didn't get to do any more.
You had at least 3 students.
I had, and I think 5 students.
Oh, 5 students, and I think the
Total.
takeaway for people should be that it is more than worth over $18,000, right? To provide.
I thought these kids. Yes, these kids know how to take engines out and put new ones in.
Invaluable skills.
Invaluable. You know how much it costs to do this kind of training? Oh my goodness gracious. So anyway, I ended up getting a job mechanic using all those tools that I had bought, and I worked for a very bad guy, and I did 17 engine swaps in 6 months. No, it was even 5 months. I'm sorry, 5 months. Yeah, 17 in 5 months. This guy was a real dirtbag, you guys. Like, he pretended I never worked for him, and that's where we're at with the story now. That's when I went back to drugs again, and I was on him for 5 months, and I got off in October, and I'm so thankful that I made it out of it. But over the summertime, let me keep going, I guess. Over the summertime, I was working on an RV, and I left my stinking van at a Walmart outside. It was really on the side of the Walmart. Yeah. Because I was working on this RV. I had everything with me in my Lincoln, and I left it there overnight. And I come back, and so I didn't have the back door locked. It was just taped closed with all of my tools, bro. They took. I left one of my boxes.
It's almost like these tool thieves are like following you around.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm or somebody's telling on me. You know what I mean? Yeah, somebody's seen me do this. Right. But I left one of my boxes open, and they just took it all. They took all the stuff out of the box, all the stuff between the 2 boxes, and all the stuff out of my front seat. Took my laptop, took my cell phone. It was just disheartening. $3,500 worth of tools. All right. As soon as
so you're saying that you've gotten your tools stolen from you 3 times?
3 separate.
Separate incidents.
That was twice so far, right there. So we had the first one for $18,000, then we just had my van broken. Now where we're at is that I finally get sober. So I come back to Illinois, and there's this guy here that was, I at the time I thought he was really nice. He gave me 3 different vehicles that needed work. All right, 2 trucks and a BMW. I sold the BMW immediately to the scrapyard, and I took the catalytic for. I got $700 for it. The other 2 trucks needed engines and a transmission. 1 engine, 1 transmission. And so I was like, that's cool. He was like, well, man, look, I need you. If I give you these, will you come to court? That was the moment I should have known that he was not a good person. If I give you these, if I offer you something, will you do something for me in return? Not, hey man, I see your class. Here's these 3 vehicles. Let me just give you these in return. Okay, it's a service for a service, right?
Right.
So anyway, he's a capitalist. It come down to it. He started a business. He's a scrapper. He made $250,000 in 2 years. Okay, that's great. I'm glad for him. But he hired me at $15 an hour to help him around with mechanic stuff. Guys, I'm a mechanic. I make $30 an hour. I'm a very good mechanic, and I could probably make $50 an hour. But $15 an hour is laughable. But I needed the money, and I was on drugs at the time too. This was about 2.5 months ago when all this went down. Okay, he had me take 3 runs of rims. I have a van fully loaded of aluminum rims from Illinois to Indiana to the core capital of Edinburgh over there. And the first load was $1,500. So I loaded up all those rims, took them over there, got $1,500 cash, brought it right back to him. The next day we did another load. That one was the first load was $1,800. The next load was $1,700. And then the third load, I had to work on my Lincoln. First off, I lost the cam one or the bank one cam shaft positioning sensor on my Lincoln. I have a V8 Lincoln. I had, and that's part of the story too. I had to replace it, so I told him, I was like, "Hey man, I got this next load. I'm going to take over here." Well, just before that, he knew I was on drugs, y'all. He knew it. He's like, "Hey man, are you back on meth?" And I was like, "No, I'm not back on meth. No."
Right, because when you're in the throes of addiction, you're not entirely honest about it. That's something that's
at all. Yeah, it's a standard. If you get on addiction, if you're not trying to get off, you're not going to be honest. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the time, I wasn't really trying to get off. But then when he called me out on it, it kind of made something click inside my head. So I took the third load of rims and I went over there and dropped it off. And I told him, because he was expecting me to come back after 2 days because I was going to work on that Lincoln, fix that camshaft positioning sensor. And when I got it done, I went over to the gas station, or I went over to the car wash. And I think my events might be a little bit mixed up here, but I told him that I think I fixed it, and then I went back, got that last rim. Yeah, that's what happened. I fixed the car, went back to get that last load of rims, came back. But when I was fixing the car, y'all, I took it to the car wash to get it I was ready to go. I was ready to sell. And I hit it with the pre-wash from the wand. And then I immediately took the brush to it and scraped my whole car's paint job up. And I ruined my paint job, y'all. And it was it was so much work I had to do. I had to do 70 hours of paint correction after that.
Oh,
but
no.
It was so bad. I owned one of the rarest Lincolns in the United States. It was a 2006 Lincoln LS V8 Sport. All right, there's only 3,000 of them left.
Oh,
and
wow.
I had this beautiful car, and I ruined its paint job. Like, just so, and just because you're supposed to spray all that stuff off with the high pressure wash first before you hit it with the brush. I just brushed all that grit right into my car. So I tell him I can go back. I bring him back the second load money. I tell him I got to go back. I'm coming back. I'm going to correct paint. And so I go back, but I don't ever come back. I kept his $1,500. And I sent him a message. I'll send it to you guys so you can see it. I said, look, man, I got to get sober. And I know you're an unwilling investor into this, but I really need your help here. And I'm not going to take all your money or anything like that. I'm going to bring it all back. I promise you I am. And I sent him, I just sent him a real heartfelt message that I really need your help. If you're a good person, just understand this. Yeah. When he was sitting on good money, like I wasn't taking from somebody that was going without. He's got like 13 cars sitting in front of his building right now that run.
Right.
But he's okay. But it's not.
He'll be fine.
That's not how I was looking at it, by the way. Right, but I wasn't looking at it like that. I want to promise you. I knew he would be okay, but I was like, man, I just really need some help here. Please help me out with this. We got to keep it moving. I've got to get off this because I'm no value to anybody when I'm on this drug. And so he didn't really say. He said, "Oh, you're gonna betray me like that?" I was like, bro, if I come back there and you have me work for you, I'm never gonna get clean ever. How? Like I have to do this for myself. You're not offering me anything to move me beyond. You want me to work $15 an hour, make $150 a day after 10-hour shift? Nah, dog, I can't.
The only real choice you had was to take his money at that point.
It's the only choice I had.
Right. It sounds like he was exploiting you because he knew the situation you were in, and so if anything, it's like
let's keep going. Oh yeah, let's keep going. Let's check this out. So I finally get sober. I finally sell my Lincoln. I jump in my van and I bring this man back $2,300, and I hand it to him, and I don't ask him a single question. I just say, "Here you go, man. Sorry I did this to you. I appreciate you. I'm sober now." And he goes, and I got my buddy there standing there in front of me. He goes, "Man, you know what impressed me the most about this is that you didn't even ask for your tools back." I said, "Well, that's not what it was about. I took your money, bro. This is integrity, And so, and it just nobody knows about nobody does this kind of stuff. Like he's like, nobody's ever brought me my money back. You gotta loan this kind of money and not ask for their stuff back. I said, that's why we're doing this, bro. I'm trying to be better. So I'm just trying to be better. Okay. So anyway, I got my buddy with me. We go out to the barn. We're working on this Dodge Dakota that guy gave me. And he comes out a couple hours later. He's like, "Hey man, you guys think you could stick around tomorrow and help me out around the place?" I was like, "I'm working on a truck and I got my buddy over here from Indiana and we don't have anywhere to live over here." And he goes, "Well, I mean, you can make a few bucks over here." I'm like, "Bro, I'm working on my truck out here." And he just keeps pushing me. And I'm like, "Hey man," he's like, "You make a few bucks." And I'm like, "Well, I'll tell you what, if I do this, I want to make $20 an hour. All right. Cause I'm trying to negotiate this." And he gets all kinds of mad, all kinds of mad. And he's supposed to bring me back my tools that night. He storms off. He's like, "Everybody sees that you're a fraud and blah, 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 blah. And you're not fooling anybody. And the Newsweek article on you, you're clinging to it." Because I have a Newsweek article done on me from the middle of the pandemic. It was a nice article. And it's about me being an addict and moving past it. But anyway, things came up and I was back on drugs again. So anyway, but he never calls me. He keeps my tools. I'm out here working on this truck. He keeps my tools and goes out to Thanksgiving dinner for the weekend, and knowing that I'm there to work with my friend, and he's not giving me my tools back yet. He still has all of my tools and refusing to give them back.
He scammed you.
Like they're right down. No, he got mad. He got mad because I didn't want to work for him for $15 an hour. He didn't scam me. He got mad. He's holding a poor person's stuff above his head while he has money. Sounds like capitalism, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely exploitation. That's definitely
absolutely.
exploitation.
So that's what's going on there. And so I don't have any. I have very few tools left, and my barn is out there. I just got the truck. So people are complaining about me asking for money. Okay, so let me tell you something. I have these two trucks, but if they're not running, I'm not making no money. Okay, I spent 30 days working in my room. I live with two other people, and they're not making me pay rent right now because I don't have no money, but I owe them like $750. All right. But I love these guys. These guys are great guys. I'm sitting here working on GuyCry. I've been pushing, just cranking it, bro. And I got to get these trucks sold. Well, I go to put this engine in. I finally get it buttoned up, and the engine, the oil pan starts leaking, and I don't got no money, bro. I got to go out here I got to go out here. It's 26 degrees outside, and I got to pull this edge. I got to disconnect the motor mounts, and I got to take the whole intake manifold off, and I got to lift this engine, and I got to take this pan out and replace this pan. I got a new pan out there.
We're here for you,
I was just devastated, bro. And I was like, that's when I made the video. I said, I can't do this, you guys. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish GuyCry, because I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm the one who brought all that traffic in. You know how I do it? I'm gonna just be honest with you. I became a professional spammer. You know why I have to become a professional spammer? Because if I put GuyCry as a comment, it's just gonna get downvoted into oblivion. You can't talk about it first. You can't talk about it at first. So what I do is I have a tactic, and it works. I've been banned from 40 different subreddits, but I know where to post it now, and I don't get banned at all. What I do is I make a comment. I'm a heck of a commenter, you guys. I got 500,000 karma on Reddit. All right, I'm on the top 8,500 redditors of all time, and there's 330 million redditors. All right, wow. I'm the top. I'm an elite. Yeah, I'm an elite.
You're a top all Redditor, of my is what you're saying.
I am a top Redditor, yes, sir. Yes, absolutely. And I'm not holding that like cool. I'm a top Redditor. You know what I mean? But like. I got influence there, and all I share is wholesome stuff. Everything I share is good. Nothing. You imagine where I'd be if I just shared everything? Boy, I'd be at 100 million karma. But I'm not trying to be that. I'm trying to show a positive, like what you can gain from being positive and being wholesome. And it worked for me. Well, when I came back on, I was like, look, guys, I don't know what to do. I can't sit out there. I'm not going to be able to finish this truck. And people are like, what do you need from us? What do you need from us? I said, I need some money. I need to make it 30 days so GuyCry can explode. You know, because in 30 days from now, you guys, we're going to be sitting pretty, but not like sitting pretty and like, I'm not trying to be rich. I don't care about money, guys. Yeah, I don't care about money at all. I just care about what I can do with the money. The things that I can do are going to be amazing. I'm going to help so many people. I love helping people. That's what I cherish. I cherish knowing that somebody's day got made better because of something I did. That's my life. That's what I care about. And if I have $100 million, I'm not going to have $100 million. I'll have like $10,000 because all the rest is going to go out and help the world. I got plans. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man.
That's where I am. And we're going to do it. We are doing it. But at the time,
building a movement.
Oh, by the way, let me finish we are building a movement, and it's grimy. I had to be grimy like this, but here's what I do for the spamming thing. I get a good comment going, because I can comment, man. I get all the time. I get 100, 200, 300 upvote comments. I know exactly how to do it. And as soon as it gets to 100 upvotes, I just go in and edit it and say, hey, 3 out of 4 suicides are men's right now, and we're trying to help men have better relationships. You guys should come over and check out GuyCry. This is a public service announcement. And bro, I get, all day I'll get 1,000 new members. I'll hit 3 of these links, and between 1,000 and 2,000 people will come in. If I don't do it that way, nobody's coming in. Nobody's coming in, because they don't like good things. Remember that. The bad people are always the first ones on the post, and they're not about to let you get to 50 upvotes if you start plugging your subreddit. You're a spammer. Bro, I'm a carer. Don't get it confused. Don't get it twisted, all right? I know what I'm doing, and I know what you're doing too. You're trying to prevent good things from happening, and I'm not about to let it happen. So they just chase me around, call me a spammer. I don't care. Keep it going. The thing is now, today after this episode, I'm trying to be better myself. I am not about to respond to no negativity. I'm just going to keep going and let them chase me around all they want. It's not going to stop anything. There's nothing they can stop. We've already got the momentum. I've got the podcast going on. I got the nonprofit stuff going on. We're about to explode onto the scene and be known. The stage is ours. If nobody's going to stand up for us, we do it ourselves, and we are.
Yeah, that's really inspirational. I think that a lot of people are throwing shade at you for the way that you're trying to get your message out there. But, it's about reaching as many people as possible, and it's not about profiting. It's not about chasing clout. It's about helping people that otherwise don't have an outlet. A lot of Redditors, they don't have strong male support figures in their life, and they don't know that it's okay to be emotionally vulnerable. They're walled off. And so, what you're doing, it really is important. And if you have to take, some measures to get there that some people find grimy or whatever, then, it is what it is. It's about the end result.
It is what it is.
And
the end result is exactly what we're facing. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, because I saw recently you were talking about how you were fixing the oil leak problem, And in starting the movement, I saw that a couple of the members of your community, they donated money to you to help you get the parts that you needed. You're spreading positivity, and in return you're getting positivity. How do you feel about
it? Did, bro. It was amazing. It was amazing. They gave me exactly what I needed in the moment. I went out and bought some JB Weld, and I went out to that vehicle, and I sat out there still for 5 hours, but underneath that truck up on ramps. Underneath it, I don't know if you've seen the video. It's there. There's a video of me out in the cold. But I took that JB Weld, and I did 3 different layers of it, and that thing don't leak no more. I didn't have to do the big job. I'm going to put the oil pan in the back and let them know about it, because that's integrity, guys. I tell people when the engine's been swapped or the work's been done. I don't just let them think that, there's nothing, I don't not tell people. Why not? Like, they want to know that. I just rebuilt that engine in that truck, and I didn't put the right oil pan on. I have a brand new oil pan for it. Anyway, the truck is ready almost. I mean, it needs 2 things, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it quite yet, but I'm going to try to figure it out. The alternator, when you press the accelerator, the alternator only charges the battery under acceleration. So that means either the battery's bad or the alternator's bad. And I had a battery test done, and it's not saying the battery, so it's got to be the alternator. The alternator's right on top, though, but it's 1 degree outside right now. So the other thing is the fuel filter.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you think that you're going to need more donations to be able to fix this, sell this, and keep doing what you're doing? I don't think so. This movement, or do you think that?
No, I don't think so. Bro, what's this? Look, so I think I can fix this for like nothing. Like, I might not even fix it. I might just tell the next person, hey man, take this amount off and give me this amount, and there you go. You got brand. You can take that money and put it in there and you fix it yourself. Those 2 jobs are super simple. The truck runs like a top. Other than it won't charge the battery, and at 60 miles an hour, it starts to bog down because the fuel filter's old and it needs to be changed. So not enough fuel is getting through to keep it at 60 miles an hour. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so these are simple things that whoever the next buyer is can pull it in their garage out of the heat and into the heat and work on it themselves. It's a nice truck. It's worth $3,200. Once I sell that truck, I'm in there like swimwear. I got money in my pocket again. I can start handling the business and not have to worry about no more money because I have another truck from that guy sitting right outside. It's a 1998 Ford Ranger. It just needs a transmission. I found one for $450 and it's worth $5,000.
Nice, man.
And even if I only get $3,000, I'm happy with $3,000. It's really worth between $5,000 and $16,000 because it's a rare truck. It's a 1998 4x4 Ranger.
Yeah, hopefully that all goes smoothly, because it seems like, a lot of times you're trying to do good things, handle things responsibly and correctly, and it seems like, a lot of, even most of the people that you interact with in a lot of these situations seem to screw you over. So I hope that all goes smoothly, and you won't have to solicit more donations.
I think we're good for now. And here's the other side of the coin. It's like, so on the subreddit, you guys, there's my old moderators tried to pull a fast one. I don't know if you know about this, but they all left.
Oh, could you fill us in about that situation?
Yes, I can. So they started seeing me asking for money, and they thought, oh, this guy's just trying to make money, and we're going to go against him. And so they all dipped out under the leadership of Rye Guy. You'll see him over. They started another subreddit. Exactly the same. It's not doing anything. It'll never do anything. They don't have the engine behind it. I'm the engine. You know what I mean? Right. I'm the one who risked my 500,000 karma account to become a spammer and not get to enjoy Reddit anymore because I can't go and get on any of these subreddits.
500,000
you know what I mean?
karma.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Natural 500,000. I go out here every bit of it, bro. 4.5-year-old count, and I don't get to enjoy the places that I want to enjoy anymore. But that's okay. Check it out. I'm gonna make my own Reddit inside of Reddit. I'm creating my own community. All the places that I can't go to, I've created my own subreddits versions of them. Just
to put it into context for our viewers, a 500,000 Reddit karma account, that is a account that some people on Reddit would kill for.
Absolutely. They'll pay a lot of money for this account if I wanted to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. you know.
What would you evaluate?
I dedicated my life to Reddit. I made
Reddit karma.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know. My account's the most unique account on Reddit. It is entirely comprised of wholesome content.
Well, could you?
Nothing wrong with it.
I'm sorry. Could you tell us a little bit more about this Reddit 2.0 you're setting up inside of Reddit? That sounds like an interesting concept to me.
It is. It is really. So like, since I can't communicate with the other members of other subs now because I'm banned, I'm not gonna bait a ban, you guys. I'm not gonna misuse Reddit in a way that's gonna get me kicked out. So with the spamming stuff, each subreddit is responsible for taking care of spammers. Reddit's not responsible. They're not gonna do anything about it. You're required, if it's your community, you have to do something about it yourself. All right. So they're not gonna kick me out. If I'm getting away with it in a subreddit, then I'm getting away with it. That's all there is to it. And I've got a list of them that I can go to and I won't get in any problems with. But the ones that I've gotten, that I've gotten banned from, I'm not going to go back to them with another account. I don't care about them because they don't care about people. They seen a movement, they seen something good, and they decided to turn their back on it. And so I'm just going to create my own Reddit, and I'm going to take all their people. I'm just going to take them all. Like, they're all going to come over to me, and I'll be able to interact through the comments. It'll be my community, my version of Reddit. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing when you can create your own corner of somebody else's social media platform. You know how big that is, and I'm doing that. We've got a whole bunch of stuff right now already set up. The subreddits aren't going to grow right now, but when they need to, they will. Right. When they need to, they will.
So, to go back to another question, or another point that you were talking about earlier about your moderators. Rebelling against you and everything. You mentioned that they thought that, you might be a scammer or, soliciting donations. Why did they think that? Did they not talk to you about it first, or did they just, No,
they didn't talk to me. They didn't talk to me at all.
They didn't.
Yeah, they just staged the coup. This is the second time it's happened, by the way, you guys. They don't care what I had to say. So here's why it happened. Because I'm sitting here talking about helping men become men, and I'm saying things that are not very man-like to certain people. All right, I'm not walking the talk that I'm doing. So they decided that because I talk down to people that I don't like, and it's a problem for me, guys. It's a problem. I'm infallible. I'm a human. When I'm getting attacked, I'm a very good defender, and I will always stand up for myself until I don't have to anymore. And that's going to be starting today. I don't care what these people say. I don't. They're never going to do anything like what we're doing. If they were going to, they would have already done such. So I took the lead on this. But I talk bad to people when they're in the wrong, and I know that they're not going to change. But there's three different types of people in this. There are the good people, there are the skeptics, and there are the bad people. I love the skeptics still. But if you just talk to me any type of way out the side of your neck, I don't got no love for you. I'm a man, and I'm going to defend myself until my dying breath. And I know that no matter what I do, I'm not going to make that person change. That person is an evil person. They're bad already, and they're not coming back because they're bitter. They're bitter. We talked about this at the beginning. Is there a chance to help them? No, there's no chance. They're not helpable. Unfortunately, they don't want to see this happen. Just like the Joker said in the Batman. Some people just want to watch the world burn. I mean, that's what Alfred said.
Yeah.
And he meant that. He meant it. That's a reality. It's not a fake thing. And so the moderators right now, they staged the coup. They took my Discord over. They took it was boosted and everything. A bunch of people boosted it, and they decided to pull me out from underneath it and go make. Well, so I brought in a really nice moderator, I thought, and
I said that's just shameful. That's a shameful thing to do. That's disgusting. They just took the Discord that you worked so hard to create over.
Yeah. I created a community, and they were going there to talk as GuyCry's community, not as this other subreddit's community, the subreddit that will have no name. I'm not going to name them fools. And sorry, I'm offended. I'm defensive. Like, how do you expect me to act towards you when you just did this stuff to me, you guys? And they're coming through me mod mail. The big thing that they're doing right now is this is their guerrilla tactic. Anytime somebody comments or posts on a post or on the subreddit, they immediately send them an unsolicited message saying, "Hey, we got this evidence building against them." But you guys ain't got no evidence. You're just trying to cause strife and discouragement, and they're just bad people that are angry that they made a bad decision and walked away from a great thing, because they're never coming back. I got no love for them. I don't want to talk to them. I'm ready to forget about them all the way together. But I just want to let you guys know that that's what's going on right now. There's guerrilla tactics. They're trying to pull my members, and it's working. Just so you know, they are taking my members because.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, they're taking my members, you guys. Anytime somebody comments, I start to see my numbers going down. If I'm not spamming this thing, we're not making any progress. There's no organic growth. And if there was organic growth, it would have already, I'd be seeing it, but I'm not. Like if you look at the subreddit right now, there's probably 50 people active. But when I'm doing my thing, there's between 300 and 1,300 people active. And every hour I'm getting 100 people, new members. You know, sometimes 250 an hour. It's amazing. When I go out and do the job I'm supposed to do, I wake up in the morning, I I set up a comment, I wait for the notification to come in that says you got 100 upvotes on your post or your comment. Boom, swap it. Right. And that right then and there, it's not gonna get downvoted into oblivion. It's got 100 upvotes. There's not enough people to knock that one down.
You're out.
You see what I'm saying?
You're out there in the Reddit fields, you know, doing the work. You're doing the work. You're farming. You know, you're farming a community up. And I think over time it will become organic. You know,
it will. It will. But so it's not even going to be an overtime thing. It's not going to be an overtime thing, bro. I'm talking about we're about to have 100,000 members within the next month, and the amount of time it took us to go from 0 to 20,000, it's going to take the same amount to go from 20,000 to 100,000. Because we have something now. And now I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very well connected on LinkedIn. So I just started reaching out to people and people are already, you know, bro, we got so much stuff going on in the background. Like I don't want to let everything go. Okay. I want to keep some stuff to my chest here because we're really about to explode onto the scene. And we're talking $100 million kind of stuff, bro. Like things that we can really do big things with, and people are going to throw money at it. I want everybody to understand about the nonprofit stuff. I don't want you guys' money unless you want to give it. I'm not going to ask you for it. I want foundation money. I want grant money. That's money there for us to have. You know what I mean? Keep your money because what comes next is going to be so fantastic. You guys are going to love it. And it's for the good people of the world. All those people that have been stepped on their whole lives, I am here for them. And I am ready to go. I'm ready to start working right now. Yo, I'm trying to pay like $100 an hour jobs.
Sorry for that very abrupt cutoff. The interview got interrupted and we just called it a wrap. I'd like to make it known, though, that I'm still in contact with my lender over that $4,500 loan. This was not the first loan I'd gotten from him, and I'd paid back every other one of my loans. We just fell on hard times because of that neighbor of mine cutting the electricity off at the worst possible moment. I fairly well detailed my climb over the last 4.5 years in the wiki post that's linked in the description of this video. I tried to be as forthcoming as possible, but I did leave out anything lewd. So if you're looking for in-depth answers, I'm probably not going to give you those. Nobody needs to hear those things. Suffice it to say, though, that whenever I've been on drugs, I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. I do appreciate you guys listening, though, and I hope I've shed some light on my past a little bit. As always, be safe, be kind, love each other, reach out to those who you haven't talked to in a while, and let's move the world together. I'm Joe.